day we walk along the street and pass by faces. We may not take the time to stop and think that each face has a story. Each person has a story with a background. How did they grow up? What do they like? Where do they come from? Just like any other person walking along the street, I, Anna-Marie Barrientos, have a story. My story is important to me because it has helped shape who I am, even though it doesn't define me completely as a person. My story is not extraordinary by any means, but I hope that sharing my story with you today will help you to embrace your interest about hearing the stories of people that you see walking along the streets every day. Let's start with the boring stuff, get it out of the way. I was born on August 10th, 1995 in Independence, Kansas. I was born with blue eyes and I was bald. I was bald for the first entire year of my life. My mom thought I was not gonna have hair growing, but boy was she wrong. My mom is Sarah Parsons and my dad is Kevin Parsons. My childhood is not something that I remember fully, but I do remember growing up. My parents divorced when I was 2 years old. I remember being shuffled back and forth from Independence to Dodge City, Kansas, which is where my mom moved to be closer to my grandma. It was a 6-hour drive from Dodge City to Independence, and I would go there every summer and every other holiday. My parents, when I was with either one of them, would fight or talk badly about the other, and it was pretty much a bad time, but I loved spending time with my sister while I was at my dad's. She's 3 years older than me, but she used to make dances with me, and we would dance to songs like the Backstreet Boys, and we would ride bikes in the street, and we would just ride around all around town, and I loved spending time with her, and that was one of the highlights of my summers. My family wasn't very fortunate whenever I was growing up, but I was very fortunate to have adult influences in my life who saw my spunk and my potential. One of those people was my high school Spanish teacher, Mrs. Rasso. She encouraged me to pursue the language even though I wasn't in her classroom, and it really inspired me, along with my desire to speak in Spanish with Claudia Montes. So because of those two people in my life, I have pursued Spanish and now I am fluent, and I have obtained a certificate of Spanish-English interpreting through Lone Star College, and I've traveled to Mexico multiple times and I've been able to experience the culture. The last part of my life that has been a big difference is my move to Houston. Moving from small town Dodge City, Kansas, where when you drive around the town it smells like manure from the beef packing plants. It's been a really big change. I've been able to see how the world is so diverse and all the people that make up it. I've met people from lots of different backgrounds and different points in their life, and it's been a very eye-opening experience. It's encouraged me to keep up with my Spanish, it's encouraged me to travel, and it has changed a lot of my political, ethical, and just views about people in general. So there you have it. That's a little bit about myself, a few core things that have helped shape who I am today. Some of it was sad, some of it was beautiful, and some of it was really, really amazing. We don't actually stop and take the time to think about the people that we pass in the street every day and how those faces have a story, but I hope that sharing my story with you today has helped pique your interest, and just like I have learned, I think that you will probably find that there's a lot to find out and learn about a person than you will ever see by just looking at them.
Very good.
And here's my audience.
Hey. Hello.